What if what we know about the Bible is only half the story? Between the pages lie hidden meanings, forgotten names, suppressed stories kept from public awareness because they challenge the narrative upheld by modern theology. So heavily edited, redacted, and mistranslated over time, the Bible we read today often reflects the priorities of powerful institutions more than the voices of its original authors or the people who would have read them. Scholars like Dr. Margaret Barker are working to uncover truths that have been systematically obscured by centuries of religious reform and political control. She proposes that one of the Bible's oldest poems contains an entirely different story, but it takes some digging, contextualizing, and maybe even a little imagination to lift the veil. So let's watch a clip together.
The first part of the poem describes how he appears and who appears with him. But she has disappeared from the present form of the text. This is a well-known place where you find the lady. But in her place, there is the rather extraordinary flaming fire at the Lord's right hand, or perhaps it could mean a fiery law in his right hand. Ignea lex is how the Latin Vulgate has it. And the entire Hebrew text is now fraught with problems. So this is the Revised Standard Version, the English version of the Revised Standard Version. I understand the American one is different, of verse 2. The Lord came from Sinai and dawned from Seir upon us and shone forth from Mount Paran. He came from thousands of holy ones with flaming fire at his right hand. And those are the two lines we need to look at. He came from 10,000s of holy ones with flaming fire at his right hand. Now, the first half of the verse is sunrise imagery. We've got dawn and shining forth, but the second part conceals the lady. The word translated into English, holy ones, is in fact the singular holy one. And I suggest, and not just me, but others, that this is originally Qudshu, the Holy One, one of the names for the lady. And in parallel, the last line, that mysterious flaming fire, by a small stroke of the pen, returns to being Asherah, the name of the lady. So the Blessing of Moses is an ancient poem that originally described how the Lord became king. He dawned in bright light with the sun lady, Qudshu Asherah, at his right hand. Now, a few moments ago, I asked the question, where is this sun lady in the rest of the New Testament?
In the original Hebrew, it says, Yahweh came from the myriads of Qudshu. And while Qodesh is often translated as holiness, it may actually be a name or title like the Holy One for Asherah. These excerpts are from the Ugaritic text. The word QDS isn't just an adjective for holy, it's a title, the Holy One, a divine feminine figure who's revered, powerful. She was worshipped in Canaan, Egypt, and beyond. What's striking is that the Semitic root QDS, meaning holy, is spelled the same across Ugaritic, Phoenician, and Hebrew, but in the oldest layers, it wasn't just a concept, it was a name. In art, Qudshu is shown standing on a lion, wearing the Hathor wig, holding a serpent and a lotus, which is the symbols for life, fertility, and power. The inscription names her alongside Astarte and Anat, showing how these powerful goddesses may have been worshipped together or even merged into one at some point. There's even a city called Qodesh from the same root, QDS, that many scholars believe was once a center for worship of Asherah, the great mother goddess. This stele and these inscriptions don't just remember her, they remind us that the divine feminine was central to ancient religion long before she was buried beneath layers of redaction. And just to clarify, QDS is a transliteration, not a modern word. It's just how the word is written in ancient Semitic using our alphabet. Most translations obscure the fact that it says from, not with, which changes everything. It may mean that the myriads belong to Asherah, the ancient goddess known as the mother of the 70 gods. So Yahweh isn't arriving with his holy ones. He's emerging from the presence of the Holy One and her divine court. Scholar Margaret Barker argues this verse wasn't referring to holy ones at all, but a singular goddess. Even the phrase Eshtat, often translated as a fiery law for them or a fiery law coming out of the right hand, has been suspected to be a corrupted or reworked version of Asherah's name, possibly altered by scribes through a tiny little change in Hebrew lettering. Given this poem's divine council imagery with gods, sons of gods, and celestial authority, it doesn't take a leap of faith to see the divine feminine still woven into the text. Deuteronomy 33 is full of divine counsel language. Yahweh, his brothers and sisters all show up in their glory. And a few verses earlier, El, the high God, had divided up the nations among the sons of God. Traces of Asherah are still in modern Christianity, though she's been reimagined as Wisdom, Lady Church, the Great Lady, Shekinah, Sophia, Queen of Heaven, Hokmah. The originator, the mother, is pillaged from and demonized. There's more truth in what the Bible tries to cover up than in what it says on the surface. You just have to know where to dig. So what do you think? Are you open to seeing history from her perspective and hearing her side of the story yet? Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, keep asking questions and stay curious.